Ladies and gentlemen, this story is absolutely wild. A reporter recently interviewed Caitlin Clark at the LPGA Pro-Am, and moments later the entire sports world flipped upside down. The WNBA is shaken, social media is exploding, and fans are completely shocked. Because Caitlin Clark just locked in a massive multi-million-dollar deal, and trust me, the reaction to this deal is louder than anything we've seen all year. Today's video breaks down what exact deal Caitlin Clark signed with the LPGA, why WNBA players are upset, what A.J. Wilson wrote that sparked the controversy, why this moment proves one player's massive win can become someone else's huge headache, and how Clark is suddenly becoming the mainstream face of both basketball and golf. So sit tight. This story is bigger than a sponsorship. This is a shift in power, a shift in influence, and a shift in who truly controls women's sports. Let's get into it. The scene opens at the LPGA Pro-Am. Cameras flashing, fans screaming, and right in the middle stands Caitlin Clark, cool, calm, and completely in her zone. A reporter steps forward and asks, "Caitlin, you just locked this deal. Honestly, how does it feel?" Clark smiles, that classic confident smile, and she simply says a few words. But that smile alone told the whole story. She knew exactly what she had just done. And she knew the entire sports world was about to react. Clark's presence at the LPGA event was already huge. But no one expected the news that was coming next. Yes, it's official. Caitlin Clark, the queen of endorsements, the face of the Indiana Fever, and the most marketable athlete in women's sports right now, has just signed a massive multi-million-dollar sponsorship deal with the LPGA. This isn't a normal partnership. This isn't a casual brand collaboration. This is a game-changing sports crossover deal, the kind that instantly changes the trajectory of an entire league. Sports analysts are calling it one of the biggest crossover deals in women's sports history. And the reaction? Fans are celebrating. Golf audiences are thrilled. LPGA executives are over the moon. Not everyone is happy. The moment Clark's LPGA deal was announced, social media erupted like a volcano. Twitter/X began trending instantly. TikTok flooded with reactions. WNBA fan pages went silent. LPGA fans were going wild. Sports networks rushed to break the news. But the most interesting reaction? WNBA players. Some were quiet, too quiet. Some posted cryptic reactions. Some liked shady tweets. And some, well, they didn't hold back at all. Because here's the truth. This deal doesn't just give Clark more money. It gives her more power, more spotlight, and more influence. And when one player becomes that powerful, others start to feel it. Exactly what we're seeing now. See, this situation exposes a massive issue. Caitlin Clark isn't just a great player. She's the biggest brand in women's sports right now. She brings TV ratings, sold-out arenas, sponsorship money, mainstream media coverage, new fans, social media dominance. The WNBA has never had anyone like her. And that's exactly why this deal created tension. Because while some WNBA players work for years without major endorsements, Caitlin Clark is receiving State Farm, Gatorade, Wilson, and now she's everywhere. And that imbalance, whether fair or not, is creating real friction. This entire situation perfectly shows how one superstar's massive win can instantly become a headache for someone else. Caitlin Clark is skyrocketing. Her fan base, her reach, her endorsements, her screen time, everything is growing at a speed the WNBA has never seen before. But meanwhile, other WNBA stars feel overshadowed. They feel undervalued. They feel ignored. And honestly, they're not wrong. For years, certain players were the face of the league. They were the ones getting the headlines, interviews, and awards. But Clark walks in, and suddenly, she gets the biggest deals. She gets the most brand attention. She gets the most fans. She gets the most coverage. She gets the highest ratings. She becomes a mainstream phenomenon overnight. And that is where the tension begins. Let's talk about the elephant in the room. A'ja Wilson, one of the biggest stars in the WNBA, A champion, a superstar, a face of the league. She didn't name anyone directly. But her message? Crystal clear. She posted, "You can make money playing golf even if you miss shots." Fans instantly knew who she was talking about. Caitlin Clark. It was a shot. A subtle one, but a powerful one. Aya Wilson rarely makes headlines the way Clark does. Even after big performances, championships, and MVP-level seasons, the media hype isn't the same. So when Clark signs a multi-million-dollar golf deal while not even being a pro golfer, of course emotions were going to explode. And they did. While WNBA players are upset, LPGA fans? They're ecstatic. Because they've been waiting for someone with Clark's popularity, someone mainstream, someone viral, someone who can pull in massive crowds, to bring visibility to women's golf. And believe it or not, Caitlin Clark might become the biggest mainstream name the LPGA has ever had. Meanwhile, WNBA officials? Not thrilled. Because their biggest star, their ratings machine, their attendance booster, is now bringing that same power to another league. This is not just a deal, this is a tug-of-war for influence. The WNBA knows something very important. Caitlin Clark is not just another good player. She's a cultural phenomenon. She changes TV ratings overnight. She sells out arenas in minutes. She breaks merchandise records. She creates viral moments every week. And now, another league, the LPGA, has realized that same value. This means Clark's fame now grows outside basketball. Her influence becomes even bigger. Her fanbase expands into new sports. Brands will pay even more. And WNBA loses control of the narrative. This makes the WNBA uncomfortable. Because for the first time ever, their biggest star belongs to more than just them. Caitlin Clark's new LPGA deal is more than a headline. It's a warning shot. A signal. A message. It proves that Clark's reach is bigger than the WNBA, bigger than basketball, and maybe even bigger than women's sports as we know them. She is not just an athlete anymore. She is a global brand. And when one athlete becomes that powerful, even entire leagues start to feel insecure. This story is only beginning. And trust me, the next few weeks are going to be chaotic. This entire situation shows one thing very clearly. When one player becomes bigger than the league, the entire sports landscape changes. Caitlin Clark's LPGA deal is a massive win for her. But it's also a wake-up call for everyone else. The WNBA is shaken. Players are frustrated. Fans are divided. And the LPGA just made its biggest move in years. But what happens next? Will this deal create more tension? Will other players speak out? Will the WNBA try to respond? We'll find out soon enough. For now, one thing is certain. Caitlin Clark just changed the game, again.